Hi, I'm Katie Pennington. I'm the principal at Holland High School, and I have served in that role for the past 6 years. The easiest, quickest way to explain my job is that it's something different every day. Some days are consumed with curriculum, some days are consumed with positive behavior support, some days are consumed with meetings. It really kind of varies every day, and that's one of the things I love about it. I can't think of anything I'd rather be doing, but in terms of being a leader, I really am grateful for the people who saw components of leadership in me and sought me out to do things that maybe I was a little bit scared to do on my own. So I think maybe being a leader is paying that forward and growing leadership that I see in the people with whom I interact. Well, success in my role is always interacting with kids long after they graduate and hearing the impact that you've had on them. And that's not just for female students, for sure. A brother-sibling pair that is graduating from Grand Valley this year and sought me out upon their graduation to tell me how impactful I was on their lives, not just in high school, but beyond. So in terms of success, I don't think there's a single definition for what that looks like for each child, but for me, when students come back and tell me that their lives are better because I was in it, that is success. It couldn't be more important. I think representation not only matters, it's critical to ensuring that society as a whole honors women in leadership positions. I think it's just as important that we cultivate that appreciation for female leadership in our male students so that they are comfortable when they experience it and see it, and they call it out when it is maybe being given a little bit higher bar than male leadership. I have lots of years, too many maybe to count, in a leadership role where I have anecdotal examples of times when, maybe unintentionally, maybe intentionally, where I have been made to feel like I don't belong in this position, where maybe someone has made a comment that I don't look like a principal. And when pressed on that, they might comment that that's a compliment. At the time, it doesn't feel like a compliment. It feels like I don't belong. So I think it's really important to continue to see women in leadership roles. Education tends to be one of the avenues that is maybe more accepted for female leadership, but I would say even within that, elementary leadership seems to be a more comfortable thing for people than secondary leadership. So to have female colleagues in this building and male colleagues in this building who absolutely celebrate leadership of all different kinds, it is why I work here. It is my favorite place to be. Adults need to challenge themselves in leadership positions to do the things that we ask kids to do. All too often I hear good advice that we give to kids about speaking out and speaking up and calling in people when they hear or see things that aren't appropriate. What's interesting is those same adults maybe aren't comfortable doing that themselves, and I feel like sometimes I sit in meetings where people are very quiet and allow things or decisions to be made that maybe aren't the best decisions because they themselves aren't willing to speak out or call out a colleague. And I think it's really important for anyone in a leadership position to get comfortable doing that if you're not already doing that. I choose to work at Holland Public Schools because it reflects the values that I personally have. When Holland Public Schools speaks about diversity, it is not just a tagline. We live it. We also recognize that we aren't perfect at it, and it is a work in progress. I appreciate the honest conversations that we have in Holland about all things related to acceptance of everyone, and I think that is unique to our district.